see, couldn't get to this. Richard with a comment on conservatives that kind of ties in with what we said at the in segment 3. I can't use this word, but I agree with you, Richard. He says conservatives are cowardly. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to use the terminology that sometimes people use to describe cats. Let's see. Evelyn says, love your show. Really appreciate it, Evelyn. Napalm, frequent correspondent, says, I don't know what's more embarrassing, the entire libs IQ being under 100, which is honestly generous. I'd say below 75. Or the fact that we've been allowing them to run the country for the past 37 years, aka his entire life. The second one is more embarrassing. The fact that we've let it happen is the most embarrassing. That's all we're going to have time for. Hey, really appreciate you sticking around, tuning in. tpt@tpusa.com is the email, as always. Looking forward to the halftime show on Sunday. Make sure you check it out. We will see you here, same time, same place tomorrow. God bless America.
When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
Tucker, you are not the father. This has to be wrong!
After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
If it was okay to have anal sex.
No apologies.
You were talking about things that probably you shouldn't talk about.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I finally had my own show!
At one point, your ancestors owned slaves.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
He wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, actually.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with your host, Alex Stein, starts right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to After Hours with your boy Primetime Alex Stein, and it is such a pleasure to be here. I just want to start off by saying thank you to the Real America's Voice crew, especially the SIG family. You know, I don't know how I convinced them and conned them into giving me a show, but we signed a contract, so I get to do this for a little while, and the Pimp on a Blimp is going to be riding with you guys every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. This is the spot to be. So I just want to say thank you to everybody at RAB, and thank you for watching tonight. Now, we got a lot to talk about. I mean, these Epstein files are very spicy, very weird. Apparently, Bill Gates might have AIDS. And then on top of that, we got the world's biggest domestic terrorist, Enrique Tarrio, coming on the program, as well as we're going to go over how they're modifying the weather. But with all that being said, I just got to start off by welcoming my first in-studio guest. He's a young legend, the one, the only Rex Jones. Rex, how are you doing this evening?
Dude, thank you for having me. You do me great honor by having me on your show.
I love that. I love when you use your Chinese accent. And we're allowed to use Chinese accents here because aren't you part Chinese a little bit? Like one
Laotian.
Yeah, well,
close enough.
Was that Chinese? Did you just use Chinese? What did you say?
That was the Japanese accent.
I see. I don't even know.
Oh!
Well, you know, of course I have to make it about me, but the Pimp on a Blimp is, I got a bit part on Roseanne's new show. It's
right.
Oh, gosh. And then if I tell you the story that I'm going to say, it gives part of the plot away. I'll put it this way.
Loose lips sink ships?
I don't want to give the plot away, but there are some Chinese people in the show, and things get crazy on the show with me and some Chinese people. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anything else, but
nice.
Alex Stein and some Chinese people have some good times. I hope Roseanne doesn't see this. She's probably going to get really mad at me. But thank you to Roseanne and her son for giving me a part. And Alan Spear, you've seen Grandma's Boy, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, he's the man. He, you know, obviously the star of Grandma's Boy. He was the director of the show. And it's absolutely hilarious. And I really do need to shut my mouth because I don't want to tell too much of the plot. But Rex, this evening, I really want to talk about these Epstein files. You know, I feel like you and, you know, to bring up your dad has to be very vindicated because that was the person that kind of taught me about Pizzagate, right?
Oh, 100%. And he was talking about Epstein in like 2010.
And the thing is, your dad was saying, oh, there's these elite guys on private airplanes raping children.
Satanic rituals, all of it. Yeah.
And he was 100% right. These people are literally doing it. And then on top of that, like, you've seen those pictures with these little kids and Jeffrey Epstein's like playing Duck, Duck, Goose.
It's nightmare fuel. It's nightmare footage. That's what we're subjected to. I mean, they've said they're going to release more stuff. There's 3 million files still to go. I mean, with all these top people, man, and some of it, it's like an accuser making an accusation and they log it. Other times it's the email where they're talking about children, talking about babies, talking about pizza, talking about bringing babies to each other. It's the most sick stuff that you can imagine.
Yeah, I know. And I saw that one email, and we're going to go through some of them, but one email, it's like, can we split a slice of pizza between 7 people? You know, that doesn't even make sense. Like,
right. Well, it reminds you of when, Obama ordered $65,000 worth of hot dogs. Now, what is a hot dog? What does that mean? They said you were crazy if you talked about any of this, but the coded language is out there for everyone to see. Now, you brought up during the intro, you talked about Bill Gates. And this is crazy to me. Imagine you're Bill Gates, you link up with Epstein, he procures you some ungodly sex ritual that you go down the street with, and then shortly after you bang your wife. What's the thought process there? He didn't even care. He's just like, I'm going to do that again? I'm going to give whatever I got to her?
Well, I mean, I'm just surprised that he's still able to bang Melinda. I mean, he's a really horny fellow. She's not a good-looking woman.
Right, he's an alpha male.
He is an alpha male. Bill Gates. You know who's a real alpha male? William Gates Sr., Bill Gates' dad. First of all, he's like 6'9", and
no way.
Yes, and he's an incredible attorney. That's how you know Bill Gates.
What happened there?
Well, no, his dad is like an alpha male Chad. I'm not even kidding. You got to look into William Gates Sr. Giga Chad Gates, and on top of that, he was gosh, I forget. He was like the top lawyer of a legal foundation. Like, he's one of the world's best attorneys of his era. So he's brilliant as well. But this is what I want to say when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates. Obviously, these allegations are disgusting.
Right.
But if Epstein did give Bill Gates HIV, maybe he's not so bad after all. I mean, am I allowed to say that? I don't want to get canceled for that. But I mean, if anybody deserves HIV, it's definitely Bill Gates, in my opinion.
Well, we don't know what it is. It's kind of a mystery role, right? Like, we can imagine what it is. Maybe there'd be some way to figure it out. I think he'll never tell us, of course. But it was enough for her to leave him for good.
Yeah, well, when you're trying to secretly give your wife amoxicillin to get rid of your chlamydia.
Put amoxicillin in her drink. She ain't even know it. Like Rick Ross. That's Bill Gates,
It just doesn't even make sense. But one thing I want to say is that anybody that got sexually molested by Stephen Hawking, they let that happen. I mean, how are you going to let a guy sexually molest you?
That's a real horror movie scenario. I'm sorry. And they got photos of him, too, don't they?
I know.
Think they got photos of him.
As a matter of fact, I think this wasn't in the latest leaks, but Jeffrey Epstein spent like $100,000 to get a handicap accessible dock so he could put his wheelchair on his boat at Little St. James Island.
Woo.
Yes.
It sure gets heavy after a while, doesn't it? And they'll cancel Sneeko or Tate or whoever if they play a song in the club, but we pay taxes to all of these people that went to the island.
Yep. So
it's a lot to think about there.
There is a lot to digest when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. I really am mad, though, at Kash Patel, who's in front of Congress saying, I've seen the
He
files.
didn't traffic anybody.
Yeah, he didn't traffic anybody. They're such lying scumbags.
And then Bongino, who's back today, and he attacked my old colleague, my old coworker, Owen Schroyer, today directly. Oh, yeah. I don't think we have the clip, but it's pretty crazy. I haven't even seen it yet, but I saw Owen react to it. I mean, we're living in the Twilight Zone dimension where Dan Bongino, and do the shot on me. This is my Bongino impression. I've seen the file. He killed himself. I've seen the file. That's my Dan Bongino. But now he's back February 2nd attacking the people that have gone to jail for Trump, attacking the people that have gone to war for Trump, saying that, like, you're throwing popcorn in the arena. It's like, no, we voted for the people that appointed you. This isn't that complicated.
And as if
he worked for us.
No, and as if Dan Bongino doesn't do the exact same thing that he's, calling out. He's basically just a grifter, right? Now he went from having one of the most powerful positions going back to being a podcaster. Like, you literally had a very influential job where you could go save the country, and instead you want to go podcast on Rumble, and it's just ridiculous. It's like the hypocrisy makes me sick.
The thing is like, I understand Bongino. I've been watching Bongino on InfoWars since about 2012. There's a period of time in the late 2010s, maybe early 2020s, where he was hosting the Fourth Hour.
Yeah.
You got to understand. So I don't understand how you go from that to this without it being some sort of cover-up, right?
Maybe he went to the island. No, I don't want to.
I don't think so. It's like the thing that Putin says, right? It's like the men with the black suits come in and they tell you how the world works, right?
Here, it's a Bill Hicks joke. Who is your dad?
Yes, it's my biological father, Bill Hicks. Not a lot of people know this. People on the internet that know it, you're really smart. You figured something out that no one else has. Keep at it.
Well, what was that? Why is that conspiracy so good? Because I forget. Bill Hicks dies, but how did your dad become Alex Jones? Like, How did the transition? Like, what's the conspiracy again? I forget what it is.
I don't know. He got like minor facial surgery and then began another life as a conservative.
I know, but
shock jock.
I know, but why did they say it was your dad? Wasn't it because your dad like had the same manager or something?
They kind of loosely look the same. They're both from Texas.
Well,
that's enough for some people. There's a guy. Oh, I think his name's Kevin Booth. Back in the day, but that's the same.
That's the guy. That was like how they had the same
and like,
thing.
These are ancient.
Because I've watched those conspiracy videos, and they're like, oh, they have the same agent or best friend or somebody. I mean, it's the stupid
Look,
stuff.
if you're smoking crack, I want some. That's all I got to say. It must be good.
It's 11 o'clock at night. If you want to smoke some crack, you can smoke some crack, okay? Especially on this show. You know what we got coming up next, Rex?
Oh, you tell me.
We got the legend himself, Enrique Tarrio, is going to come on the program.
I love it.
And bless us with his presence. Now, the reason why I like Enrique so much is because the government literally jailed him and gave him a 20-year sentence for not being a January 6th. So I think if anybody can speak to government corruption, there's nobody better than Enrique Tarrio. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think I've met him one time. I've seen him be a guest numerous times, of course, at my alma mater. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, so coming up next, guys, we're going to be having Enrique. And then we're also going to get into this weather manipulation. You saw Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow, so it looks like we're going to get, what, how much longer are we going to get?
More weeks of winter, says the groundhog.
6 more weeks of genetically modified winter weather, with a bunch of silver iodine coming in all of our crops and all of our food and coming in your face.
For your tummy. It's very good.
And I think we can say coming in your face if we're talking about the sky and talking about the cloud, right? Are we allowed to say that on TV? I don't know. Maybe my producer.
You better say you like it, or else black helicopter's going to come.
Well, honestly, I need a black helicopter sometime, because if anybody's selling out, I'm willing to sell out. I need that check. So coming up next, guys, we got the legend, Enrique Tarrio. You don't want to miss it.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play. Minnesota's headlines are getting wild. Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar are being accused of massive fraud, and it's so bad, all you can do is laugh at this point. So from Real America's Music, the label that brought you the #1 hit, Anthem of the Free, comes a brand new song from singer-songwriter Natasha Owens, The Somali Waltz. Let's make the music industry mad and run this to #1. Scan the QR code or search The Somali Waltz on iTunes and buy it right now. The Somali Waltz, available everywhere.
Hi, this is Chris from Colorful Colorado. I'm drawbridge in the Getter Chat. I trust no one for my news except Real America's Voice. So if anyone asks, I was never here.
Hello, this is Kurt. Why do I love RAV? If you ever talk to the host, you can do that on RAV. And the RAV family, they'll talk back to you too. Let you know what's going on. Take care.
My name is Sandy Zeiss. RAV is the greatest for me because I live alone, and when I'm watching in the morning, have my coffee, I feel like I'm talking with family.
Welcome back to After Hours on Real America's Voice.
That's right. You're watching After Hours with Alex Stein on Real America's Voice. And let me just say something. I just got to say this every break. You know, this is our first show. The first of many. We're going to be on daily, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. You do not want to miss it. And I want to get back to the show. I don't want to just, keep plugging because, always these people are plugging, selling, all this stuff. This show is about the people. And one person in particular who I have a lot of respect for. Now, this guy was sentenced to over 20 years for not being a January 6th. And he's considered one of the world's biggest terrorists, according to the FBI. But I think the guy is an absolute badass, dare I say. I mean, he is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on TV. I think I can say ass. I don't know. Maybe the control room will tell me if I can say that word. But if not, we can bleep it. But with all that being said, I want to welcome on our next guest. He is the legend himself, the one, the only, Enrique Tarrio. Enrique, how are you doing this evening?
What's up, Alex? Pleasure to be here. And you, I've heard you say legend a couple of times. Legend for not being there. Some J6ers call me the Baltimore bench warmer because I wasn't there. I'm a J6 poser. But I appreciate it. And there's so much to do. So again, I appreciate you for having me on. And it's amazing to see Rex in studio.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
He's a handsome fellow.
Happy to be here with you both.
My favorite thing about Enrique, we have a very common best friend, Gavin McInnes. Gavin is talk about a freaking party animal. Can anybody party harder than Gavin McInnes, Enrique?
A friend of ours, Paul, matches him very well because we travel. Every time I see Gavin, it's me, him, and Paul. And we were in London just a couple months ago. And, I'm a early sleeper. They didn't sleep for about 2 or 3 days. So,
I'm serious. Wow. He parties really hard. I was at West Palm Beach with Gavin at James O'Keefe's event, and I don't think Gavin slept 1 minute.
I've got a Gavin story. I interviewed Gavin in 2020, I believe, in November. We were down there, I think, for the Roger Stone trial, and then he was also there as well. And he walked up to the Airbnb with 2 cases of beers under his arms. And I think he drank nearly an entire box in about 2 hours.
That sounds about right. I mean, Gavin, gosh, he just gets on to me because I can't keep up with Gavin, and I consider myself a little bit of a party animal, but I cannot. Right. I literally cannot keep up with him. But this isn't about Gavin. This is about you, Enrique. Let's just be honest. I love Donald Trump. I'm sure you love Donald Trump. He gave you the pardon, but is Donald Trump's presidency going the way that you thought it was going to go, Enrique?
So look, I've always said this. I will always be loyal to the president, right? He's the person that gave me my life back. But that loyalty doesn't extend to his appointees, which are doing the actual tasks of his administration. And I think there is a lot better appointees this time than there was last time. But he's 0 for 0 when it comes to attorney generals. He's 0 for 0 when it comes to FBI directors, even though we had Christopher Wray through that term. And then we have the deputy director of the FBI, which we just saw. Go back to podcasting.
Right.
And he's like, I'm going to have the #1 podcast in the world. How about you had the #1 position in the world? Because the person who runs the FBI is the deputy director. It's not the director himself. You had the #1 position in the #1 most prestigious law enforcement agency in the world. And not only did you quit, but the true arrests and the true retribution, the true accountability, he was responsible for. We didn't see none of it. And as a matter of fact, I think the only high-profile arrest that we've seen from the DOJ or the FBI is Don Lemon, right? I didn't.
Yes, and he wanted to go to jail. I'm just saying, Don Lemon loves it in jail. He can get a new boyfriend.
Yeah, he's like, sign me up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not. There's a thing called gay for your stay. Well, he's gonna love that. He's gonna be sleeping with all of these probably typically straight men. So he's turning out men in prison right now, or at least for a short term that he was in.
You know, I call him Boss Citrus because it's kind of the same thing. You got Don Lemon, you got Boss Citrus.
Right? I like that. Yeah. Well, but Enrique, I think you're exactly right. And of course, I love Trump, but I would tell you that people that are surrounding him, I think they are trying to sabotage him. Because, why aren't they actually, like you said, making high-profile arrests, making America great again? It doesn't feel like that they are doing that, in my opinion, when I just kind of give it a balls and strike umpire viewpoint. I just do not see the victories that he campaigned on. In this Epstein release, I'm happy we got that, but why did everybody say this was a hoax? And now we got Bill Gates getting HIV.
It's not just a hoax, it's a Democrat hoax, right? This is what we're told. We're told that if we question this or if we want to see more of it or want the actual names to be released, and ultimately the people tried, charged, and then I think this is reasonable to say punishment for treason is hanging. If we want to see actual real results, then the names have to come out. And it doesn't work for me when I see, like you just said, Enrique, when you see the ex-deputy director who leaves for podcasting, and then I think the exact quote was, people are throwing popcorn in the arena. Well, I mean, you left the arena. And when you were in the arena, you work for us, right? What's your perspective on that?
He calls, we saw this, we see a recurring theme, and we saw it today on his show. He calls out the black pillars, the grifters. I'm not a black pillar. I'm definitely not a grifter. I kind of look like him.
You do kind of look like him. You guys could be related.
I mean, me too, low key. Kind of.
I'm not a grifter.
Bit of a way.
I'm dead broke. Okay, I'm still getting my bearings. I was in solitary confinement for 3 years, so I'm none of that. And I want. Here's the truth. You have to be in politics. You have to be forward looking. What's the world going to look like? What is the United States going to look like on January 20th of 2029? And the truth is, if these people don't go to jail, they're going to do the opposite that they did in 2021. In 2021, they came after the pawns, then they came after the bishop, the rooks, the knights, but they were always going for the king piece. This time, they're going to do the opposite. I'd say in this midterm, when we lose the midterm, and that's all Congress's fault, you're going to see the impeachment of Donald Trump. Will it pass the Senate? I don't think so. But in 2029, within 30 to 60 days, you're going to see another indictment of Donald Trump. They're going to put him in jail, and they're going to take away his bail. Once they take him out, all of us, all three of us that are here, and most of you viewers out there that are watching, you guys are next. They're going to put you in a concrete coffin, and they'll put you there forever because they're saying it. You're watching them say it nonstop. So to go back to the original topic is the administration. The administration's not doing its job, And again, I know that we have to blame the boss for the thing, but you got to understand the job of the president of the United States, all the crap that you got to deal with when you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you depend on these people for your job. But it's very easy to fire these people. Pam Bondi needs to go.
You're right. She needs to go, but this is Cash has got to go, and I like Cash. I liked him before, but I want to say
I wanted to like him.
But and I get accused of being a libtard for this, and people hate this take. I think all of the ICE and Department of Homeland, security shootings with Renega and Alex Purdy, I think they're all justified. But when I see that happen, it scares me for the future because I believe that in the next pandemic,
we're going to take your guns.
That's what. Well, I'm saying Gavin Newsom is going to put, ICE on the streets, or Department of Homeland Security, and they're going to say I'm a domestic terrorist, and they're going to blow my brains out. So that's why I'm just I'm a conservative because I want less government. I want to conserve the government. So I don't like the FBI walking around the streets. And you know that I have a nuanced political take. I think big booty Latinas deserve to stay. If you're a 9, you're fine. So
I agree.
I don't really like them going after my women, and I just don't like that if they really wanted to stop this illegal immigration, go after the corporations. That would be so easy, but they let Uber Eats drivers. When you get an Uber now, they never speak English, Enrique. I mean, why don't you just stop these companies from hiring illegal immigrants, and they couldn't come here and make any money, and they would have to go back to Venezuela or wherever the hell they came from. So that's why I'm a little frustrated, is that I know it's a sanctuary city or sanctuary state, whatever the hell it's called. that is why they're having so much strife, because they're allowing it to happen, and they're allowing it to happen because they want to divide us, and that's what they use, divide and conquer, Enrique.
Well, I want to defend Kash Patel a little bit. All right, you're telling me if you got a fine, definitely not Mossad shoddy.
Not Mossad. Alexis Wilkins is not Mossad.
Not Mossad, but you got this fine shoddy, and she's doing this country music, mysterious career, came out of nowhere. You're telling me you're not going to get on the jet and go visit and go Dirty Mac or do whatever?
She's not Mossad. She's a great country music sensation, and we love Alexis Wilkins.
I love her music.
I don't want her to sue me for $6 million.
I'm sorry. I'm
Nobody
bad.
would care. Nobody would care about his girlfriend if he was doing his job. And then you get all these, I hate using this word, influencer. It's been like a new thing since I came out of prison.
It's gross.
It's kind of weird to me. But where's the Dilly? Is it Dilly? The Dilly meme team?
Yeah.
Right? Where's the Dilly meme team going to be when they lock up Donald Trump in 2029 and they start coming for us? Is he going to keep doing those cringe memes? And then who's he going to blame? Is he going to blame the black pillars? No, you blame the people that should have done something from the beginning. Right? It's obvious. Are you going to go back and be like, oh, Dan Bongino, you know what we need? We need to bring Dan Bongino back so he could do his job. No, I thank God every day that he quit his job. I thank God every day he quit his job. But the rest got to go. The rest got to go. And the only person that I see openly in the DOJ that's actually doing his job, they're going after now. Ed Martin. Ed Martin is taking so much flack right now. I think I don't want to say things before because I just read it. I think they took his job of weaponization away from him. I don't think they took away his pardon attorney job, but I think they took him off the weaponization. And like all these people that are effective are under attack. Like Pam Bondi. Have you heard the left complain about Pam Bondi as much as they did anybody else that's in there? They complain more about Ed Martin than they do about Pam Bondi. That should tell you something. I'd love to see somebody else in that position. I'd love to see Ed Martin as the acting attorney general, at least for 6 months, what's allotted by the Senate. But we need new leadership in there, dude, because we're all going to hang together.
I hope that doesn't happen. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to be back with Enrique to dive even deeper into the future of the country. And it's a very scary thing with these Epstein files. You want to hear what we got to say when it comes to this disgusting pervert.
Exactly what they're doing. They want to steal the election. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're going to the Capitol. They need to take back our country.
Events in Washington have taken a violent and tumultuous turn.
January 6th wasn't just a moment in history. For thousands of Americans, it was the moment their voices were taken.
It's insurrection.
They were persecuted, hunted.
Seditious conspiracy.
But behind prison walls, something unexpected happened. They found their voice again.
Started singing the national anthem.
We took it up to him at Mar-a-Lago. He goes, I'll put my voice on it.
Our supporters made this go platinum.
Real America's Voice is telling the real story of January 6th like you've never seen it before.
Everybody, this must be peaceful.
This is not the story you were shown.
I take responsibility.
This is the story they live.
Government entrapment scheme that this actually was.
The J6 Patriots are no longer staying silent. They are speaking, they are standing, and they are telling the truth.
You can't kill us. You can't beat us.
Scan the QR code or visit RealAmericasVoice.com. Real America's Voice presents The Sleeping Giant. Available now.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch Real America's Voice, which always serves accurate and reliable updates that are on point with their amazing hosts. So don't find yourself in a pickle by tuning into the fake news. Stick with Real America's Voice.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
Hi, my name's Paul Foyer. I'm Foyer04 in the Getter Chat. I love rap for all the Getter, all the War Room Posse, and all of you guys. Love y'all. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. You are watching After Hours with your boy, Primetime Alex Stein, and we have an incredible guest. You know him, you love him, the world's biggest domestic terrorist, Enrique Tarrio. Enrique, what do you think about these latest Epstein file release? I mean, everybody said it was a hoax in the Trump administration, and now we're finding out that it's very, very real. So what is your opinion on Epstein and all the information that's just come out?
So I'll be honest with you. I've been a little overwhelmed with the Epstein stuff, and it's not my lane, but I do dig into it. And I think that, like, we keep getting things in drips. And every time we get a drip, it's a big drip. Like there's a lot of crap that goes on in there. And I don't understand how the DOJ is going against the wishes of Congress. Release it all. The whole victims, you want to black out the victims, fine. You don't have to black out their perpetrators. And we saw that in a couple emails that just came out,
yes,
where the perps are emails are blacked out. It's not the victim. So who's doing this? We also saw them delete files and pull them back. And they admitted to a judge, a federal judge, and I believe it was today, they admitted to a federal judge that they pulled them for human error. But some of those files we got. And, you know, we keep hearing things from the DOJ like, oh, we're going to catch this person. 8647 from Comey, we're going to catch him. Nothing happened. The Krapstein brothers, we're going to catch them. We're going to catch all these Antifa. We're going to catch their leadership. We haven't seen anything. And with these Epstein files, all these names have come up. Where are the prosecutions? Where's the Hillary prosecution? Where's the Comey? Hold on. Where's the Comey prosecution? Where's the Letitia James prosecution? But most importantly, like these people on these lists are the biggest dirtbags that there is. And look, I'll tell you, I don't think that everybody on this list, on the Epstein list, is a scumbag, because probably you just heard of this Epstein guy, you want to party on the island. But then when you find out who this Epstein guy really is, like if you keep going, like you're just as culpable as everybody else. You know, the little chicken, you saw the picture of the chicken with the little baby blacked out on it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's some weird stuff. You know, they gave us so much crap about Pizzagate. You remember Pizzagate? And
of
like,
course.
oh yeah,
I mean, I was all about Pizzagate.
We forgot about it. But like now it's resurfacing. Now it's real. Now it's real.
Yeah, I don't even think we forgot about it. I think they threatened and intimidated everyone to stop talking about it. That's what that's what I personally witnessed at the time. And when did all the big bannings start? Immediately after that.
Yeah, I got really banned. Radicalized.
I got banned during that time.
Me as well.
For Pizzagate, right around there. That's literally when you first got banned. I didn't realize that.
I had 1.5 million followers in 2017 with a blue check. Like I worked for it. And I woke up one morning. I never had like a suspension or like a warning. I just woke up and my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook, like if Dorsey and Zuckerberg had breakfast and was like, okay, we got to screw this guy over. And I got taken out. I still don't have that account back.
And that's ridiculous. You should have got it back when Elon came back, but of course they're not going to do that because Enrique, they don't want you to have power. They know that you got a big audience. A lot of people love and respect you, and of course they have to take that away. And so it's just kind of like pedophiles covering up for pedophiles. Now, this latest release, though, apparently somebody said that Jeffrey Epstein may have not killed himself. I mean, Dan Bongino guaranteed that he killed himself, but there's a leak from somebody inside the jail saying that a person came in and wheeled him in a medical wheelchair, and that the tower guard in the back of the van that Jeffrey Epstein might have or might not have been escorted out of the federal prison in New York City, there was a guy in military garments wearing green military fatigue. So what do you think is going on with that? Do you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? Because I sure as heck do not think he killed himself.
So check this out. There's nobody better to talk about this than somebody that was in solitary confinement through the Bureau of Prisons for 3 years, almost 3 years straight. The video that they were released, that was completely wrong. Okay, we don't have enough time in this segment to really dig in deep, but I will tell you, the suicide cells are always the closest cell to the guards, right? And you could see in the camera, in that original footage that was released, it was on an upper tier. The reason why they should be close is because these people are on suicide watch and they got to get to you as soon as possible. And a couple of other things is the timeline don't match. So no matter where you are in the BOP, in the Bureau of Prisons, whether you're in solitary or not, at 9 o'clock, they're not opening those doors. Unless it's a medical emergency, they're not opening those doors. Okay, count is at 9, and that's when the doors lock, nobody opens. You could be fighting in there that the correctional officer will call backup so more people could come so they could open your door. So it is impossible with the story told, with the story that the DOJ, the official narrative by the DOJ, which has changed multiple times, but this last one, it is impossible for this to be true. The guards walk every 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I don't remember the timeline because I had it, but I believe they said that the last time they saw them was like at 10 something, and they didn't return until like 12 or 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's BS. If you're hiding under your bed, or you're sleeping and you're not moving, or you have your covers over your head, every time they come by every 15 minutes, they're going to slam on that door and make sure that you're alive, especially in suicide watch. It's BOP policy. All you got to do is read BOP policy for their SHU, the Special Housing Unit, and you'll see what I'm saying is true.
And you know what I think evidence, it doesn't prove anything, but you know, one of the guards, they looked at his like history, and that same night he was looking for a new motorcycle. He was like online shopping for a motorcycle. That's kind of
wasn't there something about his cellmate that was like a giant guy?
Yeah, he was like a roided up guy that I think had killed somebody else maybe in jail. I mean, just everything surrounding it's so weird. And the more Dan Bongino says he for sure killed himself, makes me think that he's probably still alive on the Epstein Island 2.0.
As a tobacco smuggler, even in the SHU, right? The reason why I know those 15 minutes are true, because that's what we used to do. We used to wait for the guard to pass by so we could light our cigarette. We had like 10 minutes to smoke our cigarette and blow the smoke away in order for us to comfortably and not get caught when we were smoking cigarettes. So it is impossible. The story I'm telling you right now, forget what you see, forget the Epstein files or what it says it doesn't kill himself or what Dan Bongino says. Take it from somebody that's been in the SHU and knows BOP policy from very, very well. And we actually have a J6er that was in the SHU in the BOP in this very unit.
Wow. I mean, guys, you're hearing it from a person that has actually experienced what it's like to be inside of that the SHU, and that is a special housing unit, I think. What does it say? What does it stand for, Enrique?
Special housing unit, which is solitary.
But they just call
what
it.
The world thinks what solitary is, but yes.
And that's kind of a funny story. You're smoking cigarettes. Were you smoking any left-handed cigarettes? Were you able to at least get any weed in there and get high at all?
So I don't smoke because maybe it hits me different, but I'm not a big marijuana smoker. Like every once in a while, if I go to Colorado, I'll hit like a pen or something. But other than that, drugs are prevalent everywhere, and the synthetics are killing people.
That is true.
Synthetics.
I know. So there's probably people,
fentanyl.
And people are doing the fentanyl fold in prison. Could you imagine just, zonked out? I guess if I was in prison, I'd probably use fentanyl.
And that's migrated south, too. We got people doing that here.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know if that fentanyl zombie thing was a thing until I went to prison and I saw that. I'm like, wow. And I thought it was just a prison thing because it's like a synthetic that's easy to get in. No, I saw it all over the place. I actually saw it with Gavin, we were walking down London through a park, and it looked like something out of The Walking Dead. Everybody was doing that. That fold.
It's okay. Yeah, we can bleep it. But yeah, that is so weird, though, that you get that high on that drug. I don't understand how the people do not fall over, but I guess their body, it's just like...
Well, you're like rigor mortis, like you're locked, right?
Yeah, they're like locked in. But I mean, how do you not fall forward? I just don't understand. Maybe we should try some fentanyl. Actually, I don't encourage anybody to do fentanyl. Now, Enrique, we only got you on for a couple more minutes, and you're doing something great to help out these January 6ers because you guys were targeted by the Department of Justice. It's absolutely ridiculous. Everybody lost their jobs. People got divorces. I mean, think about every horrible thing that could actually happen to you, and it happened to all these January 6ers. So what are you doing to help all of the people after this horrible, terrible situation? I want to give you, a couple minutes to kind of tell us what you got going on.
So I'm one of the lucky ones, right? And that's crazy to say because they're like, well, you got 22 years, you did 3 years in solitary confinement. Some people that only did like 30 days in jail lost a lot more than I did. And what kept me strong is I have a very, very tight-knit family, a very, very big support system, and a very good brotherhood that stuck with us through everything. But there's some people that it didn't matter how much time, maybe no time. They lost their wives. They had lost access to see their kids. They lost their careers, and they still don't have them back. And those are the people that we try to help. I try to help them. We started a network. My network is all J6ers. All podcasts are J6ers. We started like an Amazon for conservative merchandise, but something that we're doing that I'm really proud of, and this is like the third time that we do it, is we find a J6 family in need, and we do like an auction, and we give away certain stuff. And I think one of them, actually I'll say it right on this show exclusively, one of them is my prison ID. I'm going to be auctioning out my prison ID and a couple of other things to help a J6 family in need, and it's going to be on Saturday. And you can check out, I'm going to give you some of the places where you can follow is at Ash Farms, at Conservative Pen, at Queenie Anti-Commie, and then on my account at Noble One. And next Saturday we're going to be doing an auction for a J6er.
Wow, everybody needs to go support that. It's just so sad that you guys are targeted like this, but I would like to own Enrique Tarrio's freaking prison ID. So I'm going to be bidding on that.
I got boxers.
Well, I don't want your boxers with the brown stains. Well, Enrique, thank you for joining us. Have a good one. And everybody go support Enrique. Follow him on X because they took away his account, and he deserves to have that one back. But he's got a good one now. Your new account's doing pretty good. So everybody go follow Enrique. Thank you, Enrique.
Thanks, Rex. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate you guys and the RAV family back there. Thank you guys, too.
Peace.
Beautiful.
Coming up next, guys, we're going to dive deep into this horrible winter storm that we're all experiencing. We're going to talk about the silver iodide, that they're spraying in the sky. That's what I'm saying. They got all these chemicals in the sky. This ice isn't melting. You're going to want to hear about it coming up next.
Exactly what they're doing. They want to steal the election. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're going to the Capitol. They need to take back our country.
Events in Washington have taken a violent and tumultuous turn.
January 6th wasn't just a moment in history. For thousands of Americans, it was the moment their voices were taken.
It's insurrection.
They were persecuted, hunted.
Seditious conspiracy.
But behind prison walls, something unexpected happened. they found their voice again.
Started singing the national anthem.
We took it up to him at Mar-a-Lago. He goes, I'll put my voice on it.
Our supporters made this go platinum.
Real America's Voice is telling the real story of January 6th like you've never seen it before.
Everybody, this must be peaceful.
This is not the story you were shown.
I take responsibility.
This is the story they live.
Government entrapment scheme that this actually was.
The J6 Patriots are no longer staying silent. They are speaking, they are standing, and they are telling the truth.
You can't kill us. You can't beat us.
Scan the QR code or visit RealAmericasVoice.com. Real America's Voice presents The Sleeping Giant. Available now.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch Real America's Voice, which always serves accurate and reliable updates that are on point with their amazing hosts. So don't find yourself in a pickle by tuning into the fake news. Stick with Real America's Voice.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
Hi, my name's Paul Foyer. I'm Foyer04 in the Getter Chat. I love rap for all the Getter, all the War Room Posse, and all of you guys. Love y'all. Bye.
That cast of characters inside that freaking control room. That's
Digital
right.
champions.
That's right, though. You guys are watching After Hours with Alex Stein, but I just want to say thank you so much. Inside that control room, the guy that's directing this show right now is a guy by the name of Colin. I don't want to say his last name. I don't want to dox him. But he came out here to Dallas, Texas, and built this beautiful studio that you guys see me at right now. He is an absolute legend, true professional. And he came here with Parker as well, who, you know, he runs his company. It was an honor to even have you guys here. But I do have to make one big complaint. So I'm talking to Colin, and Colin's like, yeah, you know, I sometimes get a little sick of the politics, the political stuff. And I go, well, what do you watch for fun? He's like, oh, I watch Barstool Sports. And I laugh, and I'm like, well, okay, you don't think that's funny? You watch Barstool Sports and me? And he's like, you know, I would think, because I have a big ego, I would think that he would know that I brought a naked homeless guy to their headquarters in New York. And not only that, I went there during their show, live on the air at Barstool Sports. It was their biggest video on their YouTube channel of that year. I think this is 3 years ago. And he had no idea. But then he all of a sudden had this recollection, like, oh, I kind of remember it. And I told Colin, I said, you know what? It's so ridiculous. I've had Tucker Carlson personally reach out. I've had multiple people personally reach out to Dave Portnoy and tell him to accept my apology. I'm sorry. It was just a joke. You know, I was acting like a goofball. I'm friends with Kirk Minahan, who's on the network. And, you know, he even tried to reach out to Dave and try to mend the fences. But Dave has like no interest in doing that. And Colin said something that made me absolutely livid. Colin goes, well, you know, that's Dave's shtick. He holds grudges. You know, he likes to hold grudges. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Colin, you are the biggest Dave Portnoy D-writer I've ever seen or heard of in my entire life. And I would like you to defend yourself on the air right now and try to prove to me that you're not. Because, dude, it's not looking good. The evidence is stacked against you, worse than Enrique Tarrio's evidence.
I love Barstool Sports, but Dave Portnoy D-writer, that's a crazy statement. You know, I go over there to Dallas. I built that beautiful studio for you. I figured I'd get a little bit better treatment.
No, I want you to be an Alex Stein D-writer. That's what I want. I don't need you writing Dave Portnoy's D, all right? You need to write my D. No homo. But pause. You know what I mean. You know what I mean? Pause. Yeah, hit me with a pause. Thank you, Rex. Yeah. No, Colin, you are an awesome guy. You and Parker did an amazing job. The studio looks great. Way better than my last studio. And I could act bad in this studio. We could smoke. We could drink. We could act a fool in the studio. And because, you know, it's my own place. And I'm so thankful. So, Colin, even though you're a Dave Portnoy D-writer, we still love you and we still appreciate you. So, you know, I'll let you have a pass on this one.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Rex, okay, we got to get back to the show.
Yes.
Dude, this winter storm has been absolutely horrible. You saw in Austin where you're at, like people were slipping on the ice.
Oh, I fell out of my car. I put my 2 feet on the ground like normal, and then I was on my butt.
And you just slipped inside. Yeah, I know. And it doesn't even make sense. This ice is not melting. I had a video that got 6 million views of a guy putting a blowtorch, on ice, and it's not even melting. And what's so funny about that tweet, they gave it a community note, and then even the community note was wrong. So then they re-gave it another community note because it was going so viral. And I said, oh, look at this genetically modified weather. And they said, well, weather doesn't have DNA, so it can't be genetically modified. I'm like, what a stupid community.
What a nerd.
I know, what a nerd. I'm just joking about it. But I just want to talk about this Augustus Dorico guy. He runs this company called Rainmaker. People like your dad, people like me, they call us conspiracy theorists for saying that they're spraying stuff in the skies when it's in fact, it's an absolute fact. You can look up his company, Rainmaker. They do this in order to stop it from having so many droughts. They put silver iodide in it.
I'm not sure if it's the same people. I don't want to disparage anybody. Someone else that made rain came to the office and did an interview. I think they did the main show with my dad, with Alex Jones. And I talked to him off there and like, yeah, well, it has a bad reputation. It's like, well, I mean, you're spraying chemicals in the sky, aren't you?
How could that be a good reputation? Like, how could anybody think that that's good? It's like Bill Gates trying to block out the sky.
Missile of dust at the sun.
I mean, seriously, I just don't understand how all these conspiracies seem to be coming true and nobody gives a damn. Like, why are we not talking about what they're putting in the sky?
Well, with the Epstein, with the weather modification, with all of it, it seems like the conspiracy theorists are like 20 years ahead.
Literally, we're 20 years ahead. And that's actually the scary thing, because what I envision in 20 years is everybody's going to be, transgender, and we're all going to be...
But it's okay. You'll have your robot harem.
We will have a robot harem, but we're going to all... I think, and I really do think this is going to happen, maybe not in our lifetimes, but maybe in our lifetime, that people are going to actually plug into the metaverse. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to like this world, so they're going to live in a video game world like Ready Player One. And in that world, this is what they say. It's like in the book Brave New World, they talk about how, like, in the future, humans, they watch this, like, they go to, like, these movie theaters and watch a combination of, like, porn and like, bombs going off. And that's what it's going to be like. You're going to plug into the metaverse. You're going to be watching porn all day. You're going to have commercials for whatever, for, I guess, metaverse companies. Or it's going to be disgusting. It's going to be dystopian.
Here's what's going to happen, Alex. We're going to say, okay, it's 50 years in the future. Everyone's infertile. We can't have kids. We're going to grow you in a vat. And when you're in a vat, we're going to give you just a little bit of fetal alcohol syndrome. That's the plot of Brave New World. That's where we're going. I see that. The artificial wombs, all the weirdness needs to be banned.
They are trying to do the artificial womb. And then in Brave New World, they're all on Soma. And you look at these SSRIs.
Right.
Everybody's basically on Soma. I mean, they're on some sort of prescription pill. And Trump's going after these Venezuelan drug dealers. I will honestly say this. I think doing cocaine is more noble than taking some of these SSRIs. I mean, at least we know the side effects from cocaine. We don't know the side effects from these SSRIs. So, and you see a lot of the depression and anxiety goes up when you take it. And this is and listen, this is not a medical show. I'm not a doctor, so do not take any of this as medical advice.
He's my doctor.
Yeah, well,
I listen to him.
Technically Rex's doctor, but Rex is a goofball like me. And, we
like to have fun.
We use alternative medicine is what we call
holistic cures.
Holistic alternative medicine. So in a way, I'm kind of like a shaman, the QAnon shaman. But honestly, when I look at like these drugs and these people, they go to the doctor and they say, I'm depressed and I'm anxious. One of the biggest side effects for these drugs is suicide. So why would you give a suicidal person a drug that's going to make them more suicidal? It just seems so retarded.
And like we talk about the mass shooting issue, obviously, which is tragic in the country, and like 80% of them are on SSRIs.
I think like 100%.
Yeah, it's like 91 or something like that. I like to use the conservative number because then people be like, oh, actually in this study it's 5% lower, so you're wrong. And you're like, nerd.
Yeah, I know.
Nerd alert.
And you are right. Like when I'm in a debate and I'm using stats, I kind of err on less than, so they can't argue. Right. Semantics. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh, you're off by 5%.
Look, you're a bad person. Take your pills. You take the pill, and it's like Tim Dillon says, you take a walk around the track and you vote for the government.
Yeah, and then, they got Bill Gates who's trying to give all these Africans birth control pills.
Look, Bill Gates gave them vaccines because he wants to reduce their population. That's a nice thing to do to a place, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to reduce the population 10, 15%. Here, take my free shot.
And they actually openly said that they need to reduce the population 10 or 15%. So that's another conspiracy that I hope does not come true in our lifetime. Because
I think that's one of the things Elon is right about. Is like we do need more people.
We do.
And like the overpopulation thing, we're going to have population collapse.
But the problem is it's hard for you and I to have a kid because we want to be responsible parents. parents. Yet these Somalis have like 50 kids, and they're just deadbeat dads. They run fake daycare centers and get millions of dollars. So they are making more kids, just not good ones. I don't know. That sounds racist, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's like the plot of Idiocracy, like the country bumpkin in the trailer.
We see that with the streaming community, with what I'm seeing now. Some of these people on the street. I think we should do stuff like that, man. I think we'd do a better job than someone that goes into the club and talks to women with brain damage. You know?
Yeah, I mean, going to a club now, you get canceled for it. You know, they play a song written by Kanye West in a club.
Well, they made that guy. He's going on a Kiss the Wall tour.
Oh, yeah, clavicular.
Yeah, man.
I can't even say his name. Good for him.
God bless him.
You know, I need to go on one of those tours soon. I definitely need to go and kiss the wall. I think that's how we'll make this show successful. We're going to go there. We're going to kiss the wall.
I think you make this show successful. I'm going to brag on Alex Stein for a little bit. I'm not sure how you want to close us out, but here's the deal. This guy, and I said this when you were on my show, and you were like, no. I said, look, this guy deserves 1 million subs. This guy is one of the most entertaining people I know, one of the most real people I know. Just, you're good at media, man. And I'm happy that you're independent now on the new channel, on the new show, doing stuff with Real America's Voice. I'm glad that, you know, it's time to evolve in 2026.
Please stop.
Yeah?
Stop. No.
I'm attacking? I'm attacking? All right. No. We love him. He's the greatest person ever. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. We love Alex Stein. We love Alex Stein!
You're making me blush.
See, I can yell, too.
Now, we can all yell. I can yell at the freaking director of the show, Colin. I can yell at Rex shows. Woo! I can yell at Enrique Tarrio. And that's what makes this show different, guys. We're on late at night, so we can get away with murder. And we are going to murder some people on this show.
In Minecraft.
Get ready. Yeah, in Minecraft, in a video game. Of course, in a video game, because this is on the internet as well. So I want to
What my dad likes to say is politically, not violently, metaphysically, spiritually.
They killed us spiritually. So we got to come back. We got to spread that positive vibrational energy. And I think that this country can actually be saved because of young men like yourself, Rex. And I'm not kidding, because
very kind.
The youth is actually awake. And what does your dad say? The tip of the spear. You are the tip of the spear.
Well, we're done being pushed around. We want America to be the greatest country ever. We want it to work for us. You know, if we got $600 billion to spend on these foreign conflicts and wars, hey, spend it at home. Give people health care. Give people jobs. Give people roads and infrastructure. That's what the young people want.
That is what the young people want, and we want to be able to afford to live our lives. But guys, that's been our show. It's the first episode of After Hours with Alex Stein. Thank you to everybody in the studio. This has been a great episode. We got a lot more. That's right. We're going to be on daily, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on RAV. So thank you guys for joining us for our inaugural show, live from the Pimp on a Blimp studio in Dallas, Texas. I love you so much. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys.
The radical left knows exactly what they're doing. They want to steal the election. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, and we're going to the Capitol. They need to take back our country.
Events in Washington have taken a violent and tumultuous turn.
January 6th wasn't just a moment in history. For thousands of Americans, it was the moment their voices were taken.
It's insurrection.
They were persecuted, hunted.
Seditious conspiracy.
But behind prison walls, something unexpected happened. They found their voice again.
Started singing the national anthem.
We took it up to him at Mar-a-Lago. He goes, I'll put my voice on it.
Our supporters made this go platinum.
Real America's Voice is telling the real story of January 6th like you've never seen it before.
Everybody, this must be peaceful.
This is not the story you were shown.
I take responsibility.
This is the story they live.
Government entrapment scheme that this actually was.
The J6 Patriots are no longer staying silent. They are speaking, they are standing, and they are telling the truth.
You can't kill us. You can't beat us.
Scan the QR code or visit RealAmericasVoice.com. Real America's Voice presents The Sleeping Giant. Available now.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch Real America's Voice, which always serves accurate and reliable updates that are on point with their amazing hosts. So don't find yourself in a pickle by tuning into the fake news. Stick with Real America's Voice.